Now, when 15-year-old Natasha Laperouse died following an allergic reaction to a sandwich, it led to her family to call for a change in legislation asking food chains to display allergy warnings.
As the government's consultation comes to an end, Natasha's best friend Bethany, who was with her when she died, believes the time for action is now. Ricky Boletto went to meet her.
Me and Natasha were very close. I called her Tashi, Tash, Tashini Panini, guacamole sometimes. We spent all our time together. We had been to primary school together and secondary school together. We'd go shopping on Saturdays. We'd do everything together. She was full of joy and full of life, and she was just such a funny, happy person to be around all the time.
Natasha died almost 3 years ago. She had an extreme allergic reaction to a baguette she ate. Bethany was with her when it happened. They were on a plane flying to France.
You were with Natasha when she passed away. You've got pictures of her all over your bedroom because she was your best friend, wasn't she?
Yeah.
I imagine being there when it happened, it would have been quite traumatic for you.
Yeah, it's really traumatic. I think that watching your best friend die in front of you, it's a real shock, and it's not something that you can really recover from properly. But surrounding yourself with photos is helpful, but the real things that can make a difference is making sure that this won't happen again to anyone else.
An inquest into the 15-year-old's death found Pret-a-Manger's allergy labelling was inadequate. There was no mention of sesame on the packet, an ingredient Natasha was allergic to. Following the inquest, Pret announced it would be listing all ingredients on its freshly made food. This week, a government consultation on food labelling laws comes to an end. The focus is on overhauling the labelling of pre-prepared foods like sandwiches and salads, which are made, packaged and then sold in the same stores.
It was difficult for her. I think sometimes she'd feel like people will always have to try and work around her.
Bethany wants the food industry to do more than just the bare minimum when catering for people with allergies.
It is possible to label what ingredients you're putting into things. You know what's going into the foods, just put it on a piece of paper. It will save people's lives, and if it will save one life, it's worth it.
Ricky Boletto, BBC News.
Oh, we're joined now by Lynn Regent from the charity Anaphylaxis campaign. Thank you very much for coming in, and thank you to Bethany as well for taking part in that film with Ricky. She spoke so powerfully, didn't she? Tell us a little bit about the options that are available in terms of food labelling and the changes you'd like to see made.
Well, this consultation offers a brilliant opportunity to change the labelling law and make food safer for allergic individuals. And there are 4 options that are on the table, as it were. First option is awareness raising campaign to ensure everyone is more aware of the difficulties of people with severe food allergies. The second option is to place a sticker on all foods that are pre-packed on a site and then placed for sale, which would ask people to tell the people who are serving them about the fact that they have allergies and describe those allergies. So that sticker would be on all foods. The third option is to list the 14 allergens as laid down in European legislation on the foods that are pre-packed in that way. And then the fourth option is a full ingredients listing, as you see on sandwiches and things, for example, that are sold and made at a distance and sold in supermarkets.
And which one of those 4 options do you think would be, from your perspective, would be the best answer?
Well, it would be fantastic if there was full ingredients labelling on all these foods. And the reason for that is people are allergic to more foods than the 14 allergens as listed under the European legislation. So even if you went for the third option, you'd still need that sticker to encourage communication. Our real concern is that if we have full ingredients labelling, which, as I say, is very much what everyone would like to see, it's applied consistently, because if small businesses and large businesses operate in different ways and the legislation differentiates between them, that makes it very difficult for the allergic consumer, because what the allergic consumer needs is consistency. And it's very difficult for people to differentiate between what's a small business, what's a large business, what's a franchise. So we would like to see the law applied consistently across all businesses.
Okay, just briefly, so there's so many concerns here. Of course, there's a really, this could save lives, presumably, for some people. Also, as well, there are concerns for people making these things, aren't there, as well, that they get it right because they have a responsibility.
Yeah, enforcement of the law will be absolutely vital. We actually have very good food laws at the moment. This is obviously fantastic if it goes further, but application of those laws is extremely important.
What about the effect on small businesses having to have this kind of level of detail? Do you think that's what they should have to do?
Ideally, that's what we'd like to see. And if, for example, option 3 was chosen, it would still be important that there was a sticker on the foods so that individuals were encouraged to communicate with somebody within the business and say, show me a full ingredients list, because so many people are allergic to other foods. So nothing replaces that communication. We also feel it's extremely important that there is somebody on a premises that's selling food in this way that understands the needs of the allergic consumer. Everyone needs to be trained. Training's important. But we don't expect everyone to be an allergen expert, but to have somebody on the premises who understands allergens at all times that premises is open is absolutely vital.
Lynn Regent from Anaphylaxis Campaign, thank you.
Thank you.
19 minutes past 8. Let's find out.